Hey there! Welcome to the Cognitive Development Learning Center, a specialized learning intervention center for children with learning challenges. In this video, let's explore what is learning intervention.
Have you ever watched a kid who is just trying so incredibly hard, but they still seem to be struggling in school? You know it's not for a lack of effort. Well, today we're going to dive into a really powerful approach that can help with exactly that. It's called learning intervention. We're going to break down what it is, who it's for, and why it is such a game changer for so many kids.
It's honestly the question that keeps parents and teachers up at night, right? You see a child putting in all the hours. You know they're giving it their all, but the results just don't match the effort. It's like they're paddling twice as hard as everyone else just to stay in one place. It is so frustrating for them, and it's absolutely heartbreaking to watch.
And what happens because of this struggle? Well, they often get slapped with these labels. It's easy to call a kid inattentive or careless, but it completely misses what's really going on. These kids are often the hardest workers in the entire room. The real problem isn't their effort, it's that they're missing some of the key foundational skills they need to learn in an efficient way.
And that is exactly where learning intervention comes in. See, this is not about just reteaching the same history chapter over and over, or drilling them with more math problems. No, this is a totally different approach. It's like lifting the hood of a car to figure out why the engine is sputtering. It focuses on the how of learning, not just the what.
So to really get this, we have to understand that doing well in school isn't just about memorizing a bunch of facts. It's actually built on this whole foundation of critical cognitive skills. And if there's even a small crack in that foundation, the whole learning structure can get pretty wobbly.
So let's talk about these building blocks. We're talking about core skills like being able to pay attention, using your working memory to juggle information while you're doing a task. And then there's executive functioning, which is kind of like the CEO of your brain, helping you plan and get organized. If a child has a weakness in just one of these areas, it can set off a domino effect, impacting everything from their reading to how they solve a science problem.
Okay, so a question that probably pops into your head right about now is, wait a minute, isn't this just a fancy name for tutoring or more homework? And that's a totally fair question, but the answer is a big, resounding no. Understanding this difference is absolutely key.
Here it is. This is the core difference right here. Tuition focuses on the content. It asks, what topic is the problem? Intervention, on the other hand, is all about the process. It asks, why is this topic a problem? That simple shift in focus, from the symptom to the actual root cause, is what makes intervention so incredibly effective. So, here's the bottom line. For that kid who's struggling with a math problem, making them do more and more worksheets won't help if the real issue is that they can't hold all the steps in their working memory. Or maybe they process the teacher's instructions just a little too slowly to keep up. Intervention targets those skills directly. This table lays it all out pretty clearly. Tuition is usually reactive. It's designed to help a kid catch up on something they've missed. Intervention is proactive. It's about building a strong foundation of learning skills that's going to help that child in all of their subjects, not just today, but for years to come.
Now, another point of confusion can be the difference between intervention and therapy. And this is a really important one because some parents might worry about stigma or getting some kind of clinical label for their child, but that's just not what this is about at all.
Look, therapy is clinical. It's done by healthcare professionals to diagnose and treat specific conditions. Learning intervention, it's purely educational. There are no diagnoses involved. The entire focus is on building skills and strategies to help a child succeed in the classroom. It's all about empowerment, not treatment. So what does this actually look like in practice? Well, the sessions are super personalized and structured. They focus on building up specific skills, like attention or memory, through targeted activities. The goal isn't just getting a better grade on the next test. It's about giving the child a toolbox of strategies, like how to break down a big assignment or check their own work, so they can become an independent learner for life.
So who exactly is this for? Well, keep an eye out for these signs. It's for the kid who feels like they're running on a treadmill, putting in so much effort but going nowhere. It's for the student who gets overwhelmed by schoolwork or feels anxious and lost. All of these are signals that the underlying learning process itself needs some support.
And when that support kicks in, wow, the results are about so much more than just better grades. What we're really talking about is building a path to genuine, lifelong independence.
And this right here, this is the whole point. It is not about fixing a child. It's about empowering them. It's about handing them the tools they need to become confident, capable, and resilient learners who can take on whatever challenges come their way.
And this has the most incredible ripple effect. When kids finally start to understand how they learn, their confidence just soars. Their motivation comes roaring back. That anxiety they had about school starts to melt away. You don't just see a change on their report card, you see a change in their entire attitude about themselves. Let's end with this really powerful idea. Struggling with learning is not, and I mean not, a reflection of how smart a child is. It's simply a signal. That's all. A signal that they learn a little differently and just need the right kind of support to unlock all that amazing potential they have inside.
So, the big takeaway from all of this is really a simple but pretty profound question. For the struggling learners in our lives, maybe it's time we stop asking what subject they're failing and start asking why they're finding it so hard to learn in the first place. Because that little shift in perspective, well, it can make all the difference in the world.
Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe. For further questions and inquiries, you may contact us at 65646533 or 8614-7651, or visit www.cognitive.com.sg.